Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Seton Catholic High School here in Chandler, Arizona, as the Seton Catholic Sentinels tonight will host the Seaside Gulls. Yes, Brett Quintine here at Seton Catholic High School, and it is softball tonight. And yes, great to see the Sentinels in action as they check in with a mark of 7-1-2 on the year. And these Sentinels, they're playing good softball. They've won their last 5 games, and they've got a terrific pitcher on the hill in Brooke Zulawaga, as she is a junior, as she finishes up her warm-up tosses. And these Sentinels, they are dressed in the home white, trimmed in red and gold. And yes, the Seaside Gulls will take the field in a sense in their light blue, one could say baby blue. But yes, for Seaside, the Gulls, Oregon, coming down here for a spring break, playing the first of 3 games, not all against Seton Catholic, but they will play 3 games on this road trip over the course of the next 4 days. And stepping to the plate is Layla Veroza. It'll be lefty to righty. She shows bunt, and the first pitch comes at 6:02 Arizona time. Veroza steps up. She is a senior. That next pitch is ruled a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Corner infielders are in, as is usually tradition for softball. Coda and Cardenas, first and third respectively, as that next pitch is low 2-1. Still plenty of daylight here at Seton Catholic, although the lights have been turned on. They'll take a bit to heat up. 2-1 is fouled off, 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned, Seton Catholic 7-1-2 on the year. But for Seaside, the Gulls, where is Seaside, Oregon, you may ask? About 90 minutes northwest of Portland, Oregon. 2-2. And that is a called strike 3, K number 1, here in inning number 1. This will be a good battery for Seton Catholic, as again, yes, Brooke Zulawaga is the pitcher, but then you've got the freshman Scarlett Oliveras behind the plate. Not often do you see a freshman catcher. Here's Tiara Spivey. The Seaside third baseman will look at a strike, 0-1. Lefty with the face guard. She comes at you from the circle. And that is a bit below the knees, so the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Acosta, Lopez, and Garcia, left, center, and right. Cardenas, Acosta, Casillas, and Coda, third, short, second, and first. Next pitch, waved at and missed. As we mentioned, Seton Catholic on a 5-game winning streak. Playing really good softball. Spivey in the center of the box, swings and misses. 2 down here in the visiting first. 2 away, and this will bring up Allie Quarter. Quarter, the freshman. Freshman hitting third, and that's the one thing we see nationwide, and we can truly say nationwide, seeing a lot of impact players at key positions. Freshman hitting third in the order. At first base. Doesn't take long for softball players to develop, especially if you're playing on a regular basis. Club ball is huge. Quarter steps out of the box. Bat on her shoulder, and Zulawaga kicks and deals out of the circle, and she comes at you pretty good, but that is upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. Just underway here at Seton Catholic High School. First 2 batters have fanned. Quarter is in the 3-hole, and that is over the dish. Zulawaga, the junior, Not only does she do it at the circle, but she can handle herself at the plate as well. And we'll see that as she's batting in the 2-hole when the Sentinels come to bat. Straightaway outfield. And for Seaside, great road trip. 3 games in 4 days in Arizona. And that is out of the zone. And Zuluaga will issue the free pass. Carly Corder will step to the plate. Corder, the older sister of Allie. Looks like we are going to have the courtesy runner. I believe that's going to be Chloe Baker, who is going to pinch run for Allie Corder. And technically, I shouldn't use the term pinch run. That's more of a courtesy runner. And actually, we're going to have Grace Walker is going to jog out to first base. So it'll be Grace Walker, the courtesy runner. Corder will step in, and that's the one thing you will see consistently in softball. You'll see a lot of courtesy runners. You'll see some changes. Cardenas comes in at third base. First pitch is low, 1-0. Middle infield for the Sentinels. They move around a little bit, making sure they are playing proper defensive softball. Swing and a miss. That's the one thing. When Zuluaga has been around the plate, she has gotten these goals off balance. First 2 batters have struck out, once looking and once swinging. Corder drew the walk. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. Took something off of that. Corder digs in. Shortstop creeps towards second base as that next pitch is fouled into the mitt of the catcher Olivares for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. The Gulls, nothing. The Seton Catholic Sentinels coming to bat. This is Seton Catholic softball. Natalia Casillas steps to the plate for Seton Catholic. The second baseman is a junior as she will start things off for the home team. This is their first look at Carly Corder. Carly Corder struck out swinging to end the first inning. Casillas, a spark plug for this Seton Catholic team. Standard defense set for the Seaside Gulls out of Oregon. Shows bunt. First pitch is upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. As we said, the Sentinels on a 5-game winning streak. 0-1. And that is outside of the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. Their last time out was on the 28th of March. They defeated the Globe Tigers by a score of 8-4. Here's the 2-0 from Corder in the circle. And that's upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. And you'd have to go really deep in the records, but one can presume this is the first meeting between these two teams. And that is in the zone, 3-1. Also, Seton Catholic a year ago was in the 4A level. They have since dropped down to 3A. 3-1 on its way. Upstairs, ball 4, and Casillas draws the free pass. Leadoff batter on, and this will bring up the pitcher, Brooke Zuluaga. Zuluaga hitting .600 on the year. Yes, she is the starting pitcher. She's in that 2-hole. First pitch gets away from the catcher. Streaking down to second will be Casillas. Technically, I don't know, do we give her a stolen base? Does she advance on the pass ball? Softball can be very interesting, but nonetheless, Seton Catholic has a runner in scoring position. Swing, and that is hit in the right field. Going back is Raw. She's looking up, and that is gone. Home run for Brooke Zuluaga, her 3rd of the year, and it gives Seton Catholic the early 2-0 advantage. And we said at the top of the inning that Zuluaga could do it all. She struck out the side essentially in the top of the first, and here she is hitting the 2-run homer in the bottom of the frame. And Abby Cota will be the batter. Cota, the first baseman. As you can see, she has the shin guard around her left leg. Corder from the circle. Throws behind her, 1 ball and no strikes. And for Abby Cota, she is a junior. She'll get the quick instruction from Ian Rogers, the head coach of the Seton Catholic Sentinels. His first year at the helm. And we'll see if there will be a courtesy runner. It looks like there may be. And as I mentioned, we see a lot of that in softball. Looks like it may be Alexandria Dufresne. She is going to be the courtesy runner. Cota will jog off. And we will see Cota re-enter in the top of the second, more than likely. Dufresne is a senior. And flipping back on the other side, the batter, Scarlett Oliveras, freshman catcher. Home half of the first inning. Sentinels pushing across 2 runs in this frame Brooke Zuluaga's 2-run homer. She pulled it over the wall in right field. First pitch in the dirt gets away from the catcher. Actually, it hits Olivares, and she will jog down the first. So the first 4 batters have reached now here in the home first. Dufresne takes second. Olivares at first. And this should be Eva Lopez to the plate. Lopez is the center fielder for Seton Catholic. For Seaside, their last game, they lost a slugfest to Clatsakani, the Tigers, 14-13 on the 25th of March. Back at home up in Oregon. First pitch fouled straight back, 0-1. Certainly want to thank Paula Hutchison for not only the camera work, but being plugged into the scoreboard, literally and figuratively. You can take a look and see who's on base as the 0-1 is off speed and it gets the dish, 0-2. Good pitch. That might have been the best pitch of the inning by quarter. Oh, 2 in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, and both runners will advance. That's a wild pitch. Dufresne takes third, and Olivares to second. Behind us, there is a big rivalry baseball game going on. Seton Catholic taking on Valley Christian, 2 schools essentially 4 miles apart. Next offering is out of the zone, 2-2. Lopez, a junior, digs in, swing, and she stays alive, fouls it into the netting in front of us. Definitely a nice little crowd here at Seton Catholic. Glad you could join us. Stands behind home plate have a good representation of people sitting. Off on the left and to our right, definitely some fans as well, as that is stroked into short center field, and that is fielded on the hop. But that is a base hit, an RBI single for Lopez, and the lead is up to 3-0. So RBI single as Dufresne scores. Olivares takes third, and this will bring up Sierra Cardenas. Cardenas is sophomore. First pitch to the third baseman. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Interesting batting stance for Cardenas, and that's the one thing everybody has their approach different. She digs in with that right foot, and that left is tilted just a little bit, the heel. 0-1 shows bunt. She pushes it. It's a good one. It's a great bunt. Fielded by the catcher. They try for the fielder's choice, but nothing doing, and both runners are going to advance 90 feet, and Seton Catholic has themselves a 4-0 lead. Olivares scampering home. Lopez taking second on the fielder's choice, but moving to third on the error, and Cardenas taking second on the error, and also taking first on the fielder's choice. So yes, Seton Catholic really opening things up. Second and third, and this should bring up Carmen Acosta. Acosta, the shortstop for Seton Catholic, the junior. Out of the zone, 1 ball and no strikes. You get the shot of dead center field. You also get a shot of Chandler, Arizona, behind the wall in left center field. Some of the neighboring houses to this campus, as that is stroked foul, and that will skip past the first base dugout. Sentinels on top by a score of 4-0. And she does miss the bunt. So 2 strikes on the hitter. Good call by the umpire. She never brought the bat back. So, yes, she went 0-2. Still no one out here in the home half of the first. And that hits her. Bases are full of Sentinels. Lopez at third, Cardenas at second, Acosta at first. Nelly Garcia, the freshman, to the plate. Garcia in right field. And that's a tough break for Quarter in a sense of she had the batter in the hole, essentially 2 strikes, not able to put her away. Bending at the knees, Garcia. Freshman awaits the first pitch. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. And if you're Seton Catholic right now, you just play fundamental baseball. Don't want to get picked off. Yes, you certainly still want to be aggressive, but you have a chance to have a really big inning here, as that is cut on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. One. Swing, and that's bounced right back to the pitcher. She will step and throw to home plate, and that will be a 1-2 putout. Lopez erased from the base paths, but Cardenas takes third, Acosta to second, and Garcia at first on the fielder's choice. And now they're saying no pitch, trying to figure everything out here. So there's runners at the corners. And indeed, a break given to Seaside as that goes underneath the first baseman's glove. 1 run will score. And the ball gets away from the first baseman initially, and everybody is safe. A little bit of pinball going on here. So, yes, indeed, it is 5-0 Seton Catholic. And this will bring up Alyssa Acosta, but it's a 5-0 advantage. Carmen Acosta at third. Push bunt again, back to the first baseman, and they will tag out the runner, and that will be a 1-2 putout. Acosta eliminated from the base paths, and the 10th player to bat. You never want to say in softball the 10th man to bat because these are young ladies. And we're going to get a quick timeout. So, indeed, Quarter has faced 9 players. You'll see the outfield converge. They'll go over a few notes, but more so the head coach of the Seagulls gathering around the pitcher, the catcher, everyone, just getting everything resorted, reset. 5 runs already in. 2 outs. For Seton Catholic, their next game will be at home right here on this very field against Northwest Christian. Seton Catholic now in the 3A Central region. Last year they were at the 4A Desert Sky region, if I'm correct. Casillas walked and scored in the first inning. First pitch drifts out of the zone. 5 runs are in. 2 are out. 2 are on base. So, yes, Casillas indeed the 10th batter of the inning. That's fouled off into the netting just off to our right. As we mentioned, Ian Rogers has taken over the program, his first year. Casillas taking a couple of practice swings, and there you see Brooke Zulawaga in the on-deck circle. The pitch. Swing, bouncing ball to the third baseman. That is a fair ball. She kicks it around, and all hands are safe as that will be an E5, and Zulawago will step to the plate. Garcia to third, Acosta to second, Casillas on first. Zulawaga had the big two-run homer about 10 minutes ago. First pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch is stroked up the middle into center field. 1 run will score, and all hands are going to be safe. And because the throw comes into second, 2-run score. That will be Garcia and Acosta. 2-run single for Zulawaga, and it is a 7-0 Seton Catholic lead.
Keep it going.
Casillas took third on the play. And this will be Abby Cota, who singled in the still first inning. Cota in the circle. Winds and deals. That's over the heart of the plate, strike 1. Still in the first inning. Cota winds and deals. Swing, bouncing ball is foul. And it doesn't matter what level, you always like to see competitive ball, whether it's football, softball, basketball. You don't like to see potential run rules. Here's the toss. Upstairs. Abby Cota, the junior, looks out at Cota, the pitcher. 1-2. Swing, and that is hit up the middle. Into center field it goes, and this is going to go as a 2-run single for Abby Cota, and Seton Catholic is all over Seaside. They have a 9-0 advantage. Scarlett Oliveras will be the next batter. Not sure if we're going to see the courtesy runner again or not. We saw that earlier in this frame. Oliveras was hit by a pitch in this still first inning. Swing, and that's punched foul, and that is going to end up just on the other side of the first base railing. 0-1. Oliveras, we said the freshman, and just the development at the club level is so big across the country. We're seeing a lot of freshmen make the impact. Runner going, and that throw is going to head on 1 bounce into center field. That's going to be a stolen base for Cota. Runner in scoring position. Oliveras steps up. The pitch, swing, bouncing ball out to the shortstop Sasso. She's not able to make the play. Not stopping at third, and coming on in to score is Abby Cota, and it is a 10-0 advantage. Oliveras, base hit, 10-0. The Seton Catholic Sentinels way out on top.
Good
Folks, first pitch of this game was 6:02. It is now 6:32, and we're still in the home half of the first inning. 10 runs are in. Lopez delivered an RBI single in this first inning. I believe we're going to have the courtesy runner. And I believe in this case, a runner left early. So, yes, the inning is complete. We've seen this twice in this frame. That's how the outs have been recorded for Seton Catholic. You have not seen any true outs, so to speak, except for a fielder's choice, as we're seeing both teams huddled up. As, yes, this has been a very puzzling first inning, and we will come back. This is Seton Catholic softball. Top of inning number 2. Yes, it's been one-sided to say the least, as the Gulls in their half of the first 3 strikeouts. Yes, there was a walk mixed in, but for Seton Catholic, they sent 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 players to bat. Megan Rawl will start things off for Seaside against Brooke Zulawaga. First pitch is fouled straight back, 0-1. Megan Rawl, the right fielder for Seaside. We saw a couple runners leave early for Seton Catholic, and it's really how the innings have ended. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Zulawaga looks in at the freshman catcher, Oliveras. And the pitch. Swing popped up. It is playable, and it is going to be just on the other side of the first base foul side. Count stays at 2 strikes. Glad you could join us. It is a very pleasant evening here in Chandler, Arizona. Zulawaga, the windup from the circle swing, and that's fouled straight back. As we said, adjacent to this softball field is the baseball field. You're having Valley Christian play at Seton Catholic, so it's a home doubleheader. Behind us, there's some track practice / track meet going on. A lot of stuff happening. Swing, bouncing ball, and it hits her, but I believe she's still in the batter's box. So the count stays at 2 strikes. And as you can see on the scoreboard, both on your screen and in dead center field, big first inning for Seton Catholic. Swing and a miss, strike 3, K number 4 for Zulawaga. 1 gone, and I believe this will be Lily Morris to the plate. Quick little huddle up for the home team after the strikeout. Lily Morris steps up. She is the designated hitter, technically designated player in softball. Third baseman Cardenas comes way in. Morris could be a slapper, and she tries that, but she comes up empty. Zulawaga, really good pitcher. Waved at weakly and missed. Morris is in the hole, 0-2. Zuluaga throws it right down Broadway. K number 5. Second time looking. And this will bring up Olivia Morse. Morse will be the second baseman for Seaside. Zuluaga picked up 3 strikeouts in the first inning. Trying for that here in inning number 2. The biggest thing, she's just been ahead of all of the hitters. Oh, 1, swing and a miss. 0-2. As you can see defensively, Seton Catholic, they play straight away, standard defense. No need to shift, not when you have someone such as Zuluaga on the hill. Technically not the hill, in the circle. 0-2, off-speed pitch, just out of the zone, 1-2. Sentinels, as we said, are on a 5-game winning streak. Looking to make it 6 here. Still plenty of game to go. And that is cut on and missed for the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Zuluaga has fanned 4 in a row. We'll move to the last of the second. This is Seton Catholic softball. Eva Lopez will begin things here in home half of inning number 2. Lopez delivered an RBI single in the first inning. So this will be at bat number 2. As you can see, Seton Catholic way out in front of the Seaside Gulls. A little bit north of Astoria, Oregon. Actually, a little bit south, technically. Astoria, Oregon's on that border of Oregon and Washington. First pitch is upstairs, 1-0. We're seeing more and more in multiple sports interstate competition. 1-0, and that is hit in the right field. That's going to drop in front of Rawl. Another base hit for Seton Catholic. Leadoff batter is aboard. 2 for 2 is Lopez this evening, and this will bring up Sierra Cardenas. Cardenas is sophomore. Into a fielder's choice in the first inning. She is the third baseman for Seton Catholic. First pitch, fastball is inside, 1-0. Quarter grips the softball. Kicks and deals in the circle swing, and that's fouled straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Glad you could join us on this evening. Sentinels did not make the playoffs last year, but they did qualify in 2023. One off speed pitches outside to throw down the first, trying to catch Lopez napping. 2 balls and 1 strike. In 2023, they bowed out in the first round at Sal Point Catholic by a score of 6-1. 2-1. And that misses the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. Cardenas digs in. Quarter. In the circle. The pitch. Swing, and it's fouled off. So the count will go full to the Seton Catholic third baseman. As we mentioned, Ian Rogers in his first year as head coach of the Sentinel Ball Club. Three-two, low and inside, ball 4. Lopez jogs to second. Cardenas will reach base for the second time this evening.
Let's go, Carmen!
Carmen Acosta to the plate. Shortstop was hit by a pitch first time up. Like all the Sentinel sports, those high red socks. First pitch, fouled off, 0-1. As we mentioned, just so much state-to-state activity. Oregon against Arizona here. Obviously, football, you see so much of it. Nevada, California coming here, or the other state, or Arizona going to those states. Basketball teams starting to travel. That pitch is over the plate.
You got it, girl. Let's go, Carmen. That's the one you want.
Oh, 2. Missing outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I think it's great that they get the taste of out-of-state competition. Each state tends to have a slightly different brand of the sport. 1-2. Swing, and that's lined into right field. Base hit. Everybody will advance 90 feet. Lopez to third. Cardenas to second. Acosta gets the base knock, her first hit of the night, and this brings up Nelly Garcia. So many of these kids, especially in, say, softball or volleyball, they know one another, so when they play against each other in high school, they've seen each other in club ball. But when you play against teams from out of state, you're seeing competition for the first time, usually. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Garcia hitting to a fielder's choice first time up. Oh, 1 inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. First 3 have reached for Seton Catholic here in the home second. Seaside really trying to avoid a disaster of a first inning in which 10 runs scored. 1-1, and that's fouled off. It's probably going to be out of the zone, ball 2, but nonetheless, 1-2 to the Seton Catholic right fielder. Lopez at third, Cardenas at second, Acosta at first. The pitch. Swing, bouncing ball, rolls backwards. Sentinel's last loss was on the 4th of March. They were blanked by the Shamrocks of Yuma Catholic by a score of 12-0. 1-2. Swing, and that is pulled foul. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. First meeting between these two teams. Not sure of the Seaside schedule, but they will play 2 more Arizona teams over the course of the next 3 days. 1-2. Swing, slow bouncing ball that will roll foul.
Way to fight, way to work in there.
10 runs in the first inning for Seton Catholic. They're looking to pile it on here in the second. Upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-man umpiring crew, which is standard for high school softball until you get deeper into the playoffs. Two, bouncing ball back to the pitcher. She will step and throw, and they will get the fielder's choice for out number 1. Lopez is eliminated 1-2. Cardenas to third, Acosta to second. And Garcia, for the second time, reaches on the fielder's choice. 1 gone, and Alyssa Acosta will be the batter. I'll say this quarter has gotten a couple of comebackers, and she has been very poised in stepping and throwing to her catcher, Haig. Alyssa Acosta at the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss. Acosta, the sophomore, plays left field for Seton Catholic. Oh, 1 hit on the ground underneath the third baseman and shortstop into left field. That will be an E5. All hands will advance 90 feet. Cardenas comes in to score. Acosta to third, Garcia to first. Bases still loaded. And Natalia Casillas will step to the plate as Seton Catholic extends that lead to 11-0. Casillas has scored 17 runs this season. That is second only to Brooke Zulawaga, who has 18 runs scored. First pitch, hit slowly up the middle into center field. RBI base hit for Casillas as trotting home is Acosta. It's now a 12-0 advantage. Garcia to third. Acosta to second. Zulawaga 2 for 2. 4 runs batted in this contest. First pitch is lined into center field. That will score 1. 5 runs batted in this contest for Zulawaga. It's very easy to start to lose track of the scoreboard now, as it is now a 13-0 advantage. Garcia touching the plate. Acosta to third, Casillas to second. Abby Cota to the plate. She's 2 for 2. 2 runs scored, 2 runs batted in. First pitch, and that's up the middle. Another base hit. Station-to-station baseball for Seton Catholic. Cota now 3 for 3. It's 14-0 Sentinels. Acosta touches the plate. Casillas to third. Zulawaga at second. This brings up the freshman Scarlett Olivares. Freshman catcher awaits. First pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first inning and delivered an RBI single in the second. Just 1 gone here in the home second inning. Big swing and a miss. She does come up empty, 1-1. And for Seton Catholic, that's what you do right now. You just keep hitting. You just keep swinging. I like what Ian Rogers is doing. Fundamental station-to-station baseball, 90 feet. 1-1, too far outside, 2-1. Obviously, if something goes in the gap, that's different. Then you'll probably have multiple runs scored. But for the time being, a base hit, and there have been many of them, you just advance the 60 feet, I say 90 feet, used to baseball. Next pitch, and that's a bouncing ball to the third baseman. The throw home, and they will get the force play. 5-2 put-out, Spivey to Haig. Good defensive play for the Seaside Gulls. Zulawaga takes third, Cota to second. Oliveris reaches first, and Eva Lopez will be the batter. Not often that you see the number 5 hole hitter coming up for the third time in the second inning. First pitch, check swing, bouncing ball back to the pitcher. She loses it, and all hands are safe. That is an E1. Zuluaga scores. Cota to third, Oliveris to second. Lead boosted up to 15-0 Sentinels. Sierra Cardenas to the plate. Officially 0 for 1, but she's also walked and scored. This is popped up in the air center field, coming in and making the catch is Veraza for the final out of the inning. It was an inning in which Seton Catholic scored 5 times. We played 2 full. Sentinels on top 15-0. This is Seton Catholic softball. Top half of inning number 3. As you can see, it is all Sentinels, as it will be Mackenzie Haig to the plate. 8-9-1 for Seaside. Haig is the catcher for the Seaside Gulls. Zuluaga has been in control. First pitch is fouled off 0-1. Haig is a sophomore. As we said, Seaside, Oregon, playing 3 teams over the course of 4 days, getting away from Oregon, and I think that's really, really good. You've heard me mention that earlier in the broadcast. 0-1, she takes something off. Beautiful pitch, 2 strikes on the batter. Certainly want to thank Paolo Hutchison for really getting a good shot of this sunset, that's for sure. It's a beautiful night here in Chandler, Arizona. 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. K number 7 for Zuluaga. 1 gone for Sophia Sasso, the Seaside shortstop. Sasso, a freshman. Freshman shortstop, yes, they are making an impact. Zuluaga's pitch is low, 1-0. Hard pitch, which is called strike 1. She mixes speeds very, very well. She has kept this Gulls team off pace from the start. Case in point, 1 ball and 2 strikes. There you see the plate umpire flashing 1 ball and 2 strikes, and now time called. Looks like a ball might have gotten loose in the field or something. So the center fielder, Eva Lopez, will chuck it over the fence. 1-2, swing and a miss. Strike three, K number 8 for Zuluaga. And I'll say yes, it was fun calling Eva Lopez's name in the field because Zuluaga has struck out everyone. The fielders have not had any action so far. Next pitch, slow roller on the first base side, and she will tag the batter out, she being Abby Cota for the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. That is 7 in a row retired by Zuluaga. We'll move to the last of the third. 15-0 Sentinels. This is Seton Catholic Softball. Home half of inning number 3. There you see the Seton Catholic Sentinels. Well, you get a good look at the Seaside Gulls trying to get things in order. They gave up 10 runs in the first inning and 5 in the second. Trying to have a scoreless inning for their pitcher, Carly Corder, who has really, she's pitched her heart out, but she is pitching against a team that, at least over the first 2 innings, is simply better. And that's what they're going over right now, as it will be the bottom third of the order for the Sentinels, Acosta, Garcia, and Alyssa Acosta, Carmen, Nelly, and Alyssa. Carmen Acosta, the shortstop for Seton Catholic. Junior settles in. First pitch upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Acosta singled in the second inning. She was hit by a pitch in the first inning. One-0. Called strike, 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's what it looks like.
Lights pretty much taking full effect on the stadium here. One on its way. Swing, and that is fouled off down the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still a little bit of daylight, but this is just a perfect setting. As we said, there's a baseball game going on adjacent to us. There's a track meet happening as well. I think we may have some type of change. Umpire going over and chatting towards the third base dugout, occupied by the Sentinels. Not sure exactly what the switch will be, if there will be one. I feel there will be. But at the same time, with the substitutions, even in a competitive game, and this is kind of skewing towards the non-competitive, you'll get the switches and the courtesy runners, that sort of thing. But in a game that's starting to become lopsided, you may see a few more. And we can tell you that it is still Carmen Acosta in the batter's box. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 15-0, the home team with the big advantage. Ball 2, 2-2. First meeting ever between Seaside and Seton Catholic. 2-2. Too far outside, and the count runs full to the Sentinel shortstop. 10 in the first, 5 in the second. For Seaside, they'd like to get out of the inning, a scoreless inning. And that is a called strike 3. That's K number 1 for Carly Corder. My guess, and yes, that is a bona fide strike. We may see the strike zone open up just a pinch as Nelly Garcia approaches the plate. Garcia shows bunt. And that is a strike, 0-1. Garcia 0 for 2. Swing, bouncing ball out to the shortstop Sasso. The throw over to first is in time, and that will be out number 2. 2 outs for the Sentinels, and they will send up Alyssa Acosta to the plate. As crazy as it sounds, we've not seen back-to-back outs in this game at all so far. It's the first time we've seen that. Acosta has scored a couple of runs. Swing and a miss, 0-1. She's 0 for 2.
Way to be aggressive. Pace is good. Pace is good.
Next pitch popped up, and that has a lot of English on it. It's going to roll foul. That backspin was big. So it goes as a strike to the Sentinel left fielder. Two strikes on the hitter, Carly Corder in the circle. The wind, the deal. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and it's a 3 up, 3 down, perfect inning for Carly Corder and the Seaside Gulls. 2 Ks for Corder. We've played 3 full. Sentinels lead 15-0. This is Seton Catholic softball. Top half of inning number 4. It will be 2, 3, and 4 for the Gulls. Tierra Spivey, Allie Corder, followed by Carly Corder. Should be the first 3 hitters for the Gulls. Spivey, the third baseman for Seaside, the freshman. Struck out in the first inning. Zuluaga deals. First pitch is in there, strike 1. Brooke Zuluaga, very patient in the circle. Shows bunt. Pops up that bunt in and out of the hands of the catcher Olivares, but it will go as strike number 2. I'll say I'm very impressed with the freshman catcher Scarlett Olivares. She's done very well, really, over the course of this season. And something I say in baseball and certainly softball, catcher defensively, when you can get a good one, that speaks volumes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, K number 9 for Zuluaga. 1 away, this brings up Allie Corder. Corder, a freshman first baseman. She is the only Seaside player to reach tonight. She drew a walk in the first inning. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. I felt because it was the first inning, teams feeling each other out, Zuluaga might have pitched around Corder a little bit in that first frame. But now with a 15-run lead, she can afford to come right at her, as that is a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Because obviously, even if she were to give up the long ball, it's not going to beat you. It's a 15-run game right now. 1-1. Swing, and it's fouled off. And you can tell that when Allie Corder gets a hold of one, she can hit it a long ways.
Wait, fire, see, wait, fire. Fire away now, fire away.
My guess, and there's a reason why I'm sitting here and not on the field, she comes up with a changeup, a good change of pace for Zuluaga, but we'll see. And she gets that outside corner, hard fastball, K number 10 for Zuluaga. Big pitch. No, she did not come with the change. She came with something that crossed the corner of the plate. And this will bring up the opposing pitcher, Carly Corder. Corder struck out to end the first inning. Very high, 1 ball and no strikes. Corder steps back in. Older sister of Allie. 2 balls and no strikes. Standard infield, as you can see. Sunset off behind left center field. It's a good Monday night in Chandler. Last day of March. 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Just think, folks, the first quarter of 2025 is essentially a memory. Time flies. Off-speed pitch is hit in the air left field. Going back, and it is over the head of Acosta. To the wall it goes. Circling first is Corder, and she will pull into second. That is the first hit of the game. That is a 2-out double for the Seaside Gulls. This will bring up Megan Rawl. And for Seaside's next mission, it's to get a run on that scoreboard. They got the base runner. They got the hit. Rawl struck out to open up inning number 2. First pitch is a called strike. Taking third, stolen base for Carly Corder. Clean steal, no one covering. And now for Zuluaga, this is where you start to, this is the game within a game. Zuluaga against Rawl. Can she keep the shutout going? She did not get the bunt back. 2 strikes on the hitter. Zuluaga has 10 strikeouts over the first 3 2/3 innings. Lined foul to our right and out of play. 10 runs in the first, 5 in the second for Seton Catholic. Yes, this game has been very top-heavy. And now we'll see Ian Rogers, the head coach of the Sentinels. He'll go out. He'll rally the troops. This is one of those scenarios where, yeah, you want to get this out. You want to get this batter. You'd like to keep the shutout going. And for Rogers, it's just one of those things where you just tell your hurler, hey, just focus, get the batter. She's ahead 2 strikes. Also, props to the umpires this evening. They have really officiated a good game. And that's popped up, giving chase as the first baseman, but that's foul. And referees really only get noted when nothing's happening, and nothing has really happened controversial. That means they're doing a good job. Calls have not been questioned. They've kept everything in order. 2-man crew, not always the easiest thing to do. 2-strike offering. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is complete. 11 strikeouts for Brooke Zuluaga. Will move to the last of the 4th. 15-0 Sentinels. This is Seton Catholic Softball. Welcome back to Seton Catholic High School, where this game is now final. Normally under AIA rules, it is 10-run deficit after 5 innings, but in this case, after 4 at-bats, it's 15 runs, and that concludes the game. The Sentinels, 10 after 5 and 15 runs after 4, and yes, indeed, the Seaside Gulls were able to bat 4 times, and they were only able to push across 1 batter over to third base, and indeed credit Brooke Zuluaga with the shutout and the victory in a very brief hour and 10 minutes. The Sentinels defeat the Gulls 15-0. They improved to 8 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties. They've now won 6 in a row. For Seton Catholic, their next game will be on Wednesday, April 2nd, in less than 48 hours, right here on this field against Northwest Christian. The Seaside Gulls, if I'm correct, they dropped to 2-4. 15-0 Sentinels. Paulo Hutchison, as always, does a fantastic job on the production side. My name is Brett Quintine, saying good night from Chandler, Arizona.